One of the biggest things that I think is needed in education is just a way for kids to do project-based learning. And that's great. It sounds wonderful. The kids need to do it. They need it to carry on for the next careers that they're going to be doing. They need those skills, but it's very difficult to fund.
Okay, so we went to Chaco Canyon last October, and we took about a 2-hour hike the first day, which was really fun. We visited about 4 or 5 different pueblos, and I think the coolest thing for me was just learning about the different cultures while we were there, and kind of looking at the different petroglyphs and the different ones on the walls and drawing them out and like discovering the meaning of every one.
So I've been doing project-based learning with local areas, national parks, for the last 25 years. And so each year, I have the best job ever. I get to teach anthropology as well as history classes to these kids. And this gives us an opportunity. It's a venue by which we get to go out to partner with our communities, with Petroglyph National Monument, this year with Chaco Canyon. And so every year we have these projects that we want to go do for the parks, for the community, and actually create a product for them. Not just work with them, but actually give them something that our kids can create for them, and then it serves the public.
The main part of our project is we are making an activity center for children, so they can come and learn more about the culture in a way that they understand it, because it can kind of be difficult. So we're actually creating an app for kids, and it's more of like a game, so it's like a scavenger hunt, so they can earn points and earn rewards as they do it, and then they can get a prize at the visitor center there. So it's just going to give families a chance to really connect and learn more about it in an easier way.
And like for the app, it's kind of hard because you have to think through like the way like children think, so you can't really make it that hard, so you have to make it like really simple and easy for them to use.
So let me give you an example of how these kids had to go through this whole deal. They had to become archaeologists. We had to, in order to get into Chaco and do any kind of research, you have to actually write up a professional archaeological proposal, which our kids did. They had to do all of the research about Chaco Canyon and do it as an archaeologist would, just to get in the door. And then we were accepted because they did an exceptional job in writing an amazing proposal. And then from there, we had to get an okay on the field work we were doing. They had to be trained on GPSs and GISs because they're going out and doing all kinds of locational activity. Then they go out and collect that data. And how, I mean, if you could talk about, how and what is geographic positioning systems and what geographic information systems are. But when they actually have to go collect the data and then come back and work on ArcGIS and actually put the data in, then all of a sudden they're doing something that is a skill that they're learning. They're not just seeing it, they're actually having to do it. Then we have to go out here and they have to problem solve to make the student activity center that they wanted to create. So they're sitting in there trying to figure out what kids would like to see, how kids would actually function with it, what information goes across with each activity. Those are the skills, again, that we want them in the workforce to have. So those are the skills we try to get with each project.
I don't know, because there's a lot more to Chaco than when you just go there and look at it. Like if you read what other people said about it, you can learn more and go into depth with it. So yeah, for kids, I guess it'd be pretty cool if they learn a lot more than they're supposed to.
It's hard, but it's definitely worth it, and what it's going to bring to Chaco is really special. And I think that working on it has taught me a lot about specifically how organized you have to be in a group.
In school, you do a lot of book work and it's really boring, and honestly a lot of kids check out and you don't really learn. And with Mr. Sleeter, I feel like I've learned more than any other class I've ever been in. So
I think it's really good hands-on experience. Because I mean, I can say I took psychology and sociology later on, early on in my high school career, but to say that I took one of the only anthropology classes in high school is a really good segue into actually being an anthropologist.
It's really enlightening. I enjoyed being able to learn about different cultures, and I think that's important.
I think this has been the most valuable class that I've taken. He's taught us so much about Chaco and just about culture as a whole, and he's just taught us more about us as well, and helped us to look into the deeper meaning of things.
I sort of really would enjoy going into sociocultural anthropology because of Mr. Sleeter also.
Thank you so much, because without it we probably wouldn't have been able to go up to Chaco and like just have a great experience, because I can guarantee you I'm never gonna forget like the trip to Chaco.
It is to walk in my classroom and to see these kids working at this level with the things that now they get to work with. We have artifacts, we have all these things that we are creating that we couldn't create without the donors. If, you know, this would just be a dream without this program. And that's why we're so grateful. And we're going to use every cent, and we're going to send these kids out there and give them experiences so that they'll be wonderful community members because of the donors.